Hey Rev City Church, I hope you're having a great day. I want to start by asking a question. Have you been getting ready to go to sleep and maybe your head finally just hit your pillow and all of a sudden you hear a noise out in the kitchen? If your life is anything like mine, your wife quickly wakes you up and says, "Go see what made that noise out there." And because you have to be brave, you quietly tiptoe into the other room. To be honest, that happened to me the other day, and as I looked into the kitchen, I couldn't see anything. I slowly walked over to flip on the light switch, and everything became clear. A pot had fallen out of our sink where it was laid out there to dry the night before and had fallen to the floor. There was no burglar, no problem, and nothing to fear. But that was only determined when I had the courage to walk out there and turn on a light. There's so much power in bringing things to the light. The Apostle John tells us in 1 John chapter 1, "This is the message we heard from Jesus and now declare to you. God is light and there is no darkness in him at all." So we are lying if we say we have fellowship with God, but go on living in spiritual darkness. We are not practicing the truth. But if we are living in the light as God is in the light, then we have fellowship with each other, and the blood of Jesus, his Son, cleanses us from all sin. John portrays a powerful picture of what spiritual light does in our lives. First, he says God is light and there is no darkness in him at all. Have you ever noticed that as soon as you flip on a light switch and light comes into a room, darkness immediately has to flee? There is no competition. When light enters a situation, darkness has to flee. The same is true when we invite God to any part of our life. However, John goes on to say that we are lying to ourselves if we say we have fellowship with God, but we're actually living in spiritual darkness. He says we are living and bringing things to the light, but go on living in spiritual darkness. It would be like me going out to the kitchen in the dark, being too afraid to turn on the light, then going back to my wife and saying, "Don't worry, everything's okay." There's no way for me to know that until the light shines. John finally says, "But if we are living in the light as God is in the light, then we really will have fellowship with God and he will cleanse us from all our sin." Here's the point of this illustration. Many of us can have things that we try to hide from God. Maybe we're trying to hide those same things from our spouse, family, and friends. But God's remedy is to bring all of our guilt, shame, and sin to the light, because that's where freedom is. God is not trying to expose you or shame you by asking you to bring your sin to the light. He's actually trying to heal you. So here's my encouragement for us today. Let's be real with God and those around us. If you're struggling with a sin, addiction, or shame, bring it to the light for God to heal. As John says, when we are faithful to live in the light, we will have fellowship with each other, and by the blood of Jesus, God's one and only Son, we will be cleansed from all our sin.